Hey guys, welcome. If you guys can just let me know. So I'm not gonna have the webcam on today. I'm gonna do a real close-up. So if you look at my hand, it's pretty big. The drawing is quite small, but I want you guys to see every detail. So just let me know if you can hear me okay, and if you can see everything okay as well. That'd be good. Hey Maureen, hey Margine, hey George. George says, I presume we are not the only ones old enough to have actually used one of these. Hey Ivy, Camel Kern, Gail, hey guys. Okay, so today's video is the June Color Pencil Magazine's challenge video, and I'm using materials that I haven't used in combination before, so it's going to be really interesting. I did start this off a little bit sooner so that we can, you know, sort of get the basics or the first boring parts done, because what usually happens during my live streams is that what usually happens during my live streams is I end up doing the basics and the starting part of it and the underpainting, but then I never get to the detailing or the end of it. So I want to be able to do this whole thing in this live stream, so I just started a bit of it off. So I do have my webcam over here, which is the one that's looking at this really close, and you should see it in a lot of detail. If I put the point of my pencil there, you can see how small this drawing is, but at least you can see enough. Cool. So the materials that I'm using today, I'm using a 24 set of the Faber-Castell Albright Dura pencils, and I am using it on Yupo paper. Now Yupo paper, so I just have a regular set from my local art store, and it's just an A4 set of paper. It's polypropylene synthetic paper pad, so that means that it's actually plastic paper. And it's usually used for inks or watercolors or acrylic paint. So that's what made me think that I would try out the watercolor pencils. So I'm reading and speaking at the same time, and then I get myself confused. So the video is public. Maureen, just refresh your page, so it shouldn't be an unlisted video. Cool. Okie dokie. So what I've done is I did transfer the image on here just with some graphite and an etching tool, so that was really easy to transfer. And then I've just used some of my black pencil to color in some of the phone over here. Now you can see just over here in the reflection that I pressed quite hard, and you can see that I've dinted the paper. And even though I press hard over here as well because I want to get a darker value, it doesn't quite work. It almost gives it like a smudgy crayon effect. So this is going to be really interesting. I haven't added any water yet. I want to add a couple of layers and then add the water and see what happens. So this is an experiment. I don't know if it's going to work out very well or not. So far I know that you can't really layer because I'll show you what happens. I do have my reference over here, which I'm keeping close by, and when I try and layer, you can't really create dark layers. So it's super smooth. There's no texture or no coarseness to the paper at all, which makes sense. I mean, it's plastic paper, and so it doesn't have anything that can really grip the pencil, so that's why it wouldn't be a paper that you can really layer on. So I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to probably end up making this look more like a painting than a drawing, because it's going to be too hard to make it look like a drawing, especially when we add the water. So, and I don't know if we add the water, if it's going to end up actually moving it all off the paper, because the intensity of the color isn't going to get any darker than this. than what I've managed to do here. So it's going to be quite a light layer. And like watercolored paintings are generally quite light and dull. So if that's what ends up happening, then that's okay. We'll just embrace what the medium can do for us. Hey Esme. Hey Mojine. Nice to have you guys on here. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to layer. And I am going to add some other colors just to spruce it up a little. And just see what happens. So the details to the challenge are in the description. So if you click on the link in the description, you'll be able to go to Color Pencil Magazine's webpage, which talks about the challenge, and you can download the reference in that there as well. And I've also got the list of tools that I'm using in the description. So it's going to be very interesting. Hi Harry. So Harry from the Art Gear Guide is on here. Oh, Harry, have you had any experience with Yupo paper? Have you used that before with any pencils? So Harry from the Art Gear Guide does color pencil reviews, and he does very extensive reviews. So if you are thinking of buying a set of colored pencils, then I'd suggest that you check out his channel first and see what he says about them, and see what other artists say about the materials too before you purchase them, because pencils can get quite pricey. So when you're going to invest in a big set, you want to know that you are making the right choice. Yeah, that's right. Esme says it almost looks like I'm using a marker instead of a pencil. Yeah, it is. It literally feels like I'm drawing on plastic. So if you imagine what that would be like, that is what it feels like, which is not the best feeling. I must say, it doesn't feel very nice at all. So I'm pressing hard over here. It looks like crayons, like Crayola crayons when I press hard. So I have used this paper before with the Faber-Castell India ink pick pens, and that was amazing. I got the most realistic boxer dog drawing done that way. So that was good. But with pencils, these are watercolor pencils, I wouldn't say that the oil or wax-based pencils would be any good on this paper at all. And the watercolor pencils don't even feel that great either, but we'll see what happens when we add water. Esme is asking, is it really slippery? Yes, it is. It is very slippery. Camel Kern is saying, the headset already looks great. Did you use water on it yet? No, I haven't used any water anywhere yet. I pretty much just did what I'm doing now on the phone. I just added some pencil layers. Excuse the banging noise. Is it banging on? Okay, so Harry hasn't used the Yupo paper. Yeah, you can't get a lot of layers down on this at all. So this one, if you want to aim for realism, it's going to be hard. I think if you want a painting effect, then maybe you'll get away with having the patience to use this paper. Because there's no control, not like there is with watercolor paper or sanded paper. But sometimes you got to let go of that control, don't you? I'm excited to try the water. Yeah, Harry, this paper is made for inks. Inks mainly. And I've tried the India ink. Faber-Castell put pens on them and they worked amazing. Yes, I would think that Copic markers would work pretty good. Glenn is asking, if it's made for inks and doesn't work well for pencils, why are you using it? To try it out. Why not? It's watercolor pencils and it's... Well, it says made for inks and watercolors and acrylics. So that's why I'm trying the watercolor pencils with it. Yeah, ink tints may be a better go, actually. The ink tints might work okay. But it'll probably be the same thing. It'll be okay until you add water. I mean, it won't be that nice until you add water. Although even adding water, I don't know if that would be that great either. But we have to try. And I'm all up for experimenting, and I'm all up for an epic fail as well, as long as I've tried. Okay. I'm going to add some blue. And then I'm going to add water and have a play around and see what happens. So I'm just adding blue on the darkest areas. Excuse me. I think it's Yupo medium. It's not transparent. Esme is saying, I think it'll be really difficult to get a pitch black, and yeah, I agree. So I'm not even gonna aim for it. Yeah, it does look like the blue scraping off the black a little. But I'm not worried because once we add water, it will all blend in. Yeah, I totally agree. So the art gear guy says, you've got to be adventurous. Try all sorts of different mediums on different surfaces. You never know the outcome until you have tried. I think that's the essence of art, experimentation. Very well said. Yes, Esme. It is a bit. Okay, let's just add water because I have to see what's gonna happen. It is very hard to manipulate. But it does make it look smooth. Ivy is saying, would this paper take a workable fixative? No, I wouldn't think so. It really looks like a painting. It's so cool. Did I say, I don't know if I said that before or if I was just thinking it. Maybe I said it twice. So I think I'm gonna make mine like an abstract-y painted looking phone. It looks like watercolors. That's good. That's sort of the point. Now, hopefully it doesn't take too long to dry. Ismay saying at least mistakes can be fixed easily. You just wipe it off. Exactly. Karen is asking, how do you add more pigment? Scribble the watercolor pencil over paper and add water to that and use a brush. Well, we will see. I think I'm just gonna wait for it to dry a bit more, and then we'll see if there might be a little bit more of a grit, like Harry was saying before, and maybe the next layer will be applied a bit better. Yes, that's right. It is a little bit like palette paper. Okay. So I think it's still a bit too wet for me to apply more. Oh, let's apply more. Pencil. So at least know this like gritty look that I get here from the pencil, I can smooth out quite easily with water. So it's very hard to get these black holes in the phone. Okay, let's color this in. I'm glad someone's liking the effect. Okay, I'm gonna use some of the cadmium yellow. No, too bright. I'm gonna use the burnt ochre. Okay, water. Oh, Colored Pencil says, funny story about this phone. I was telling, is Sally, so this is Sally from Colored Pencil magazine that's saying this. I was telling my sister-in-law that I have been looking for a rotary dial phone for the art challenge, and the last picture I took of one I didn't like. She said, no way, I have one in my car right now. I just got it at the flea market. She ran out and got it, and we did a photo shoot. She was thrilled her phone was going to be famous. That's amazing. What a great story. She says, this one is kind of weird since it is actually a wall mount, but I thought it would stand out as something different. Wasn't sure what everyone would think about it though. I think it's pretty cool. I like the composition and everything. Yeah, perfect timing. I know. When you put your thoughts out into the universe, they have a way of answering you whenever you need it. It's pretty cool. Ooh, I really like the way the dials are turning out. Hey, Marilyn. Oh, thank you, Harry. I think Harry's already gone to bed, but thank you for joining us. Okay, I think I'm going to add some brown in areas. I'm just moving the paint around now. So I'm not even going to attempt to get this any darker because I know I won't be able to. So I'll just keep working it in terms of design and color and see where it goes. I'm really actually liking the way this is looking. It literally looks like a painting. Pencil painting. These chords. And then there's a reflection in here. That turned out pretty black. I'm just going to sharpen this black. Sorry, that was just me sharpening. That's why there was that rattle. I think with the sharp point, I might get those dark lines in. Oh, look at that. Until it breaks. Okay, that just adds a bit more depth. That song sounds a bit sad. Okay, let's smooth all of that out with some water. The ravens are so noisy. This also just goes to show just what a difference paper can make. It can change the entire look of your drawing, or the entire outcome of your drawing. The whole drawing has a different effect depending on how you use your paper or what paper you use. So paper is extremely important. I'd say it's more important to buy good quality paper than it is to buy the greatest quality pencils. Okay, I'm going to try something here real quick. I'm going to paint some black onto my brush and make those dark spots. That's pretty cool. No, the ravens are funny. Okay, so I can't layer anymore. I can't make it any darker. It's very hard if we want to make that any darker. I'm just going to move it around. So I'm not even going to try. So what I am going to do now though is, I think I'm going to use my etching tool and try and get these, actually, I do want to get this even darker. I can't get it any darker. Alright, so I'm going to wait for that to dry. But in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can. If it'll work, I don't know if it will. No. I thought I could maybe scratch the surface off. But I cannot, so I'm gonna have to use a paint marker. I wonder if this will work. Let me try use a pencil, sharp pencil. Not quite. Okay, next option is use water and a small brush. Even that doesn't want to work. Oh my gosh, those birds are so annoying. Oh, maybe they heard me. No. Okay. I think I'm gonna need a paint marker. Which I thought I had one here. I'm gonna have to go find one. be right back. I'm just gonna go grab a paint marker. Okay, I'm back. So I was just buffering because I paused the stream. So I've got a paint marker. It's very faint, but at least you can kind of make out it's there. Okay, so for this experiment, I think I'm comfortable to say that it was a failed attempt at a drawing. But at least I know now that this is not the kind of paper that I would ever use with colored pencils. So let's see if I can just use the brush. Honey, what are you doing? Get a brush and just create highlights. Honey, you're making noise. Okay. Alright. That is my color pencil magazine challenge. Which is a little bit embarrassing. So the stuff that will work well in this paper is something like this. So these are the Pitt pens. So, but they won't work for this challenge because they're not pencils. So that's why I didn't use them. But let's just see what happens if we add some of this on here. It probably won't work over the top of... Oh, no, that works pretty good. So, these kinds of pens are made for this paper. No, please move. So you can see how easy that sticks. Whereas the colored pencils, or even the watercolor pencils, are not quite the right fit for this paper. I could carry on, but I shouldn't, because this is supposed to be colored pencils. Rooks is saying, what if you spray it with a textured fixative? I don't think any fixative will work well because it's a plastic surface. So unless the fixative literally covers every inch of the plastic surface, I think what will happen is as I apply something on it, it's just going to move the fixative around on top of the plastic surface. I'd love to play with the pens, guys, but it defeats the whole purpose of this challenge, so I'm gonna stop with that. But at least we know that colored pencils do not work on Yupo paper. It's gonna have to be inks or markers, so that's a good thing. So this is a really good test for me as well, because I was going to test this in my course because I'm busy doing a beginner's colored pencil curriculum on my website. And yeah, we were going to test all the papers and the different pencil types on the papers, and now I at least know that pencils are just not going to work on Yupo paper. So that's a quick and easy one. Okay, just refresh, like if the video has gone a bit psycho. But yeah, that is it. At least it still looks like a phone, and it looks a bit like a painting. And if you have a look at it like this from the top, that's even worse. The reflections are just too much. But yeah, at least I gave it a go, and I know that it's not quite going to work out, but it looks like a little painting and it doesn't look all that bad. I think it could have been worse. Alrighty, Colored Pencil Magazine says you did a lot in 1 hour. It looks cool and we've learned something. Totally, we have. We've learned what not to do. Cool guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. So the first Thursday, for those that are in the US, the first Thursday of every month I do the Colored Pencil Magazine Challenge. And for those in Australia, it will be Friday for you guys at around 9 AM-ish. Okay, so I'll see you guys for the next challenge. Thanks guys, bye.